Bruh, why are all the condoms for her pleasure? Bruh, that's all you see is for her pleasure condoms. That's fucking sexist bullshit. There should be for his pleasure condoms. And then you open the box and it's just empty. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Raw Room.
Easy. President Trump, before he get up out of here,
my God,
he gonna bless the streets one more time.
No,
he said he gonna bless the streets one more time.
Get this man out of here.
Lil Wayne, he pardoned Lil Wayne, bro. He said he gonna get some bodies up out of the prison system.
He need to stop that. How he even got power? Like, bro, it's really tripping.
First, we know why Wayne was on this nigga side, like why he was talking good about Trump. We know why. Because Wayne seen down like, Wayne, I'm finna have to do a little time, huh?
Gonna get him a little favor, bro. Wayne slick. We people.
Do me a solid, buddy.
Right. Hey, help me out, bro.
Help me help you, nigga.
Right.
Hey,
that nigga.
That's just happened. You know what I'm saying? Just as we about to come on this bitch.
That shit
just happened.
That shit.
It just reminds me of what a good coach of mine would like to say and usually say a lot of the time. Shit like a bag of dicks. Like just a bag of some bullshit, some fucked up shit going on, like a bag of dicks. That's another thing. I got a little list of it. This is a whole bunch of shit that coaches say.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
I'm only gonna give you a few of them, see if you remember these. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, I don't think you heard this one before.
Okay, try.
He just I'm gonna give you to you how the way a coach would say it. I need you to be tighter than a greasy BB up a fly's ass.
A greasy BB.
A greasy BB up a fly's ass.
Nah, I ain't never heard that one before. That's some linebacker shit. That's some linebacker shit. Right
now, I know you done heard. Now you know the every swinging dick.
Oh, every swinging dick.
I need every swinging dick.
Exactly. Come on now.
Oh, what about other classic favorites? I love saying this one. They'll walk if you let them.
I'm telling you.
They'll, because that's one thing. Braves, he don't play about that shit. They're walking on the field. I'm talking about, as soon as you walk out that locker room, as soon as your feet touch that grass, you got to jog.
Boy, you jogging everywhere.
Jog wherever you're going.
Lines, you jogging.
Okay, now this is something I never understand. Maybe we should ask Chris. I'm trying to leave this with Chris. Maybe he'll understand. But let's see. That's the next one. Oh, I live by this shit up until probably last year.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell everybody every youngster out there that's trying to listen to the Raw Room right now, listen to me and JC, do not live by this. All right. You can't make the club in the tub. Now, see, I used to live by that shit.
Hey.
And my ass living around.
Hey, your ass. You better take your ass in that motherfucking training room.
You better take your dumb ass in that training room.
Take care of your body.
Man, you better take ass in there because some of that season over with and you didn't get in that tub and you didn't go to that training room to get their treatment.
Knees in that back, man.
It's going to be over with after because you didn't get no treatment. Now you can't file that workers' comp.
Oh my God. Don't forget to do it now. Free money.
Free money. Hey, everybody don't forget to file that workers' comp.
Hey, where the money reside?
That was always one thing that I wish I didn't do that dumb ass shit and just actually got my ass in the training room.
Bro.
Because ain't no telling how much money I could have been making off of that shit.
What? Come on.
Hold on. Here go. Oh, this is an easy one. Play like your hair on fire. I don't understand that shit. When your hair on fire, you ain't got time to be playing.
Bro. Come on now. Better be on the move.
You ain't playing with shit.
On the move.
Let me see. Last one. This is another classic. Coach tell them, y'all so close like y'all farting in the same Coke can.
Oh, no, I ain't heard that one. But that's some shit right there.
That's some shit right there. Y'all so close. Y'all farting in the same Coke can. That's some nasty ass shit.
Yeah. No. Coaches be saying some shit now.
Hey, yeah, coaches do be saying some reckless ass shit. Hey, I don't know what. Okay, so after this LSU season, ain't been no talks about firing Coach O.
Nah, we fuck with Coach O. What you mean?
I'll just make sure. I was just making sure because I'm glad it ain't no talk about that. I said that's stupid as hell.
No, Coach O, man. bro, it was just a rough year. Shit.
I mean, well, half his team either went to the NFL or just wasn't gonna play.
Or opted out, you know what I'm saying?
Out there.
I mean, shit, I gotta respect it, bro. Like, I mean, I can't make this decision for him. Shit, I don't know what's best for that young man out there. He got.
You know
what I'm saying? So but I mean, Coach O in there. Shit, we just got to get that defense right.
I ain't gonna lie, with this one, I am thinking about though. Because I'm kind of looking at seeing how this whole 2020, the year of 2020 went by. And we start in 2021 off, maybe it looked the exact same. It's a replica. It's the same thing.
It's not any different right now.
So this is what I'm saying. I started seeing this on Auburn Instagram and Twitter, how they saying, okay, so-and-so is coming back. He's coming back from his sit out his year he sit out. He's coming back. He opted out last year. He's coming back this year. I think it's nothing different.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still the same. You still gonna have the chances of getting this shit.
Right.
Either way, when you travel, when you're playing the game,
it's wild because they ain't handled none of the COVID situation. But we ain't went nowhere. We still back in March, bro.
It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. So I don't.
It's still gonna have another COVID season, and I mean, if you played in 2021 with shit, you might as well have played in 2020.
Might as well. Well, you ain't doing no different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the season kind of a long way away, but still, like.
But and the season was a long way away too when this shit first popped off.
Yeah.
The season was a long way away when it first popped off, and did nothing shake back right. It was still the same.
They need to come on.
Man, they been shit came on. But see, that's another thing is not only these niggas gonna opt out, niggas just transferring for no reason.
Bro, seeing all that.
And they compare. I seen somebody commented back to me. I had tweeted about it. Commented back and said, "It's just like Joe Burrow." No, because you want to know why?
I mean,
not even that. Joe Burrow had to leave because there was two other NFL quarterbacks in front of him.
And they wasn't going to give him a shot.
They wasn't going to get. So he had to go to where. And not only did he was another NFL prospect type quarterback.
It's only so many footballs you could throw out there on the field. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
In a span of 3 to 4 years, you don't got much. So you got to do what you can do. So I can see the Joe Burrow him transferring. But I'm talking about like niggas that you just were starting for 2 years. You just were starting for 2 years, and now you want to transfer because I don't even care because I can't even see the shit. Ain't like it's a story about you got to move back home because family. Or you just went to a whole nother school.
Right. Or you didn't start it, here and there for two seasons, been contributing. It's about to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're supposed to step up and be the guy, and then you like, oh well, I don't really like how it's been going. I ain't like, I mean,
because I had my opportunity
to fight through, bro.
I had my opportunity to do the same thing after the 2009 my freshman season. Niggas moved me to linebacker. I could have been like, fuck this shit. I'm finna go to Arkansas State. I'm finna go to blah, blah, blah. Nigga, nope. My ass had to stay where I was at and figure that shit out.
I did. I had the same thing, bro. I think it was my, redshirt freshman year. I think I was about ready to get out of there, bro. Or no, it was my redshirt sophomore year. After my redshirt sophomore year, I wasn't having it, bro. I was like, man, it didn't really make sense in my head. But then I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. And just tuck that shit out, and you're gonna be better for it, bro. Because if you enter that transfer portal, man, that shit is not really what you think it is. You'll get lost in that shit quicker than
they get lost. Their names will get forgotten
quicker than you can say transfer in that bitch.
Oh, next time for us to transfer to another segment. Talking about transition. What the fuck is long ass?
This nigga think he a news reporter.
Hey, you see, man. Fox
class. Hell yeah.
There he is.
Chris.
What's up?
Mr. Green Light himself.
Green Light.
What's up, dude?
Why you got them Christmas lights up, bro?
Because I like the look of them.
Christmas is over.
No, dude. Those
are decorations.
Don't let anybody tell you Christmas is over. It's never over. Whenever you want it to be, motherfucker.
What you been up to, man? I know you got the pod going, all that shit. You're dropping 2 to 3 episodes a week. I love listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of probably got a lot of green light listeners coming over to the room right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, we can't even hear you, my boy.
Your
weak ass mic ain't working.
There we go. Nothing weak about this microphone here.
There you go.
We do have some crossover listeners, dude.
Yeah. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy to get some new people. Because your people, I give it to you, your listeners are very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable. And your listeners
game.
have great taste. So when I see somebody that's a fan of the Raw Room, I figure that person has great taste, and I'm excited when they like my pod too. So it's a good barometer for us.
Appreciate it. So right now, I've been wanting to ask you this shit. Like, all right, you transition from the league, and you going not even to real, like, it ain't journalist work. It ain't like you ain't one of them lame ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I want to talk about that shit too, because you taught me about them motherfuckers. But like transitioning from playing, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 downs of football week in, week out. And then now you get to talk about it. But you not talking about you watching more football. I feel like you probably
dude. I feel like you're gonna feel the same way when you get out of the game. You almost learn more about the game than you knew when you were in it.
Oh yeah.
Because I was talking to Fish the other night. Yeah. Coach Fish called me. We talked from 11:30 at night to 12:30 in the morning. And I was like, "Who the fuck are you on the phone with?" Jeff Fisher. But we said the same thing. It's like, he goes, Chris, like, as you go through this period, and it's the same thing since I got out of coaching, sometimes you learn about stuff, that was just outside of your little bunker you were in. And for me, like the way I watched the game, I always watched the game from the front to the back. I was always watching the front. So like when I started out doing this shit, I was just watching line play. Right. And there were certain coverages I didn't know. And there were certain like things behind me. So the cool thing is like having buddies in the league that I can call and be like, hey, Devin McCourty, what's this coverage look like? Hey, Lane Johnson, what's this protection look like? I call you and be like, hey, who blew that kickoff return? What happened on that special teams play? So I think that's the key is like, I'm learning the game, the 10 other positions right now. So,
and that's what I think a lot of people don't know about D linemen and edge rushers is y'all don't know what the fuck going on behind y'all.
Boy, what?
Especially when y'all put their hand in the ground and jam.
No clue.
Y'all don't hear shit. It's like, oh my God.
No, like we know where the safety is, right? We know, I used to pride myself on knowing we know where the down safety is, and we know if you're in man, we know if you're zoned up, if we're playing somebody athletic, we know if we got Lamar Jackson, we know when we're in cover 0, and we know how we have to rush according to that coverage. But I'm not going to know who the robber player is. I didn't know what the fuck a robber player was for 5 years, So, but you do, part of being a D lineman is your world has to be small and your focus has to be small because it's going to get violent really quick. Yeah. And so I don't have time to be thinking about a bunch of shit. I got to look at the ball and that, that foot in front of me because the action is on me fast. Yeah. And so, that's why the guys behind us are so smart. Like some of the smartest people I know, second defenders on defense.
Yeah. Now, you had some rough years, your first couple of years in St. Louis, but also them like some fun. Like when I got there, it was Fish's second year there. So what was about your 7th year?
Fuck, it felt like my 20th.
It was about 7, 8.
That's when it just got fun, actually.
Okay, so it just had gotten fun.
Yeah, so it was because your first year was what, 12?
13.
So yeah, that's right. Because we watched the Iron Bowl thing in 2012.
Oh shit!
Or the
kick catch.
No, that wasn't it.
What
you want to know what? That was 2013. You want to know how I know that?
Because you weren't there. Because you were in the league.
Yes, and you want to know
we were in San Francisco. We were in San Francisco that week.
And you want to know what happened to me that night?
What?
That was that night, bro. So I'm watching the game. Well, I'm watching the highlights of the game because it was my first time in San Fran. Me, Ray, and like somebody.
That was your rookie year. That was as fun as
you know, so we and you know, Coach Fish gonna put us somewhere good. We saying downtown San Fran.
Nice hotel.
I'm going to nice ass hotel.
Yeah.
It was like an old ass like nice hotel. So I'm like going to the mall. I mean, we're gonna get food. Then I come back to the hotel because I was like, I want to catch the highlight and text people about the kick six. I knew it was baby that did it. And I was just going crazy. So I go in my room. And it's like 10 something. So I get a call from Ray Ray. It's like, hey, bro, I'm going to be late. Hey, just make sure you crack the door open. So I get in. I'm like, I got you. I'm still watching the highlight. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, and I feel like, oh, fuck, I forgot to open the door for Ray Ray. So as I'm going to open the door, this motherfucker is coming in the door at the same time.
Oh, that's the game.
That's the game, bro.
Oh, have you ever told this story on this pod?
No, never told this story.
Never heard that.
I haven't, because I really forgot.
Well, it makes sense you forgot.
So boom, I'm coming to open the door for him. He opened the door for himself and wow.
Oh,
but JC, when I say all I remember is waking up, blood is everywhere. Yeah. All the coaches is in my room right now.
Oh, damn. That's fucked.
Bro,
what the fuck happened?
The stories that were going around the hotel,
it was crazy.
What happened to your head?
They were saying y'all got in a fight and shit.
No,
it was that I was out. I was drunk as shit.
Oh, hell no.
I just came back late.
Hey, listen, this dude was, and like y'all were doubtful, or one of you guys didn't play the next day.
I didn't.
No, you didn't play.
I didn't play because I remember somebody gave me a Louis Vuitton glass. And that was the first time I bought Louis Vuitton glass. And I went and go buy some like the next day.
Bro, that is, I forgot about that shit. Also, only Bates, right?
This is crazy.
So, and of course, no one's going to believe that story coming from
nobody
Bates.
Believe that shit.
It's just Bates. Like, Bates is going to be, like, something's going to be going on.
And it was the last game in Candlestick.
Oh, dude. Hey, and I love that trip. I love touching down in the Bay Area. That air. It was just different. You know what I mean?
Man, and Coach Fish took us 2 days before.
No, yeah. That's how we did it when we went go a few days earlier. It was strict.
But I'm saying I feel like we went everywhere too.
Other teams, like some teams don't do that.
No, yeah. I mean, we didn't really do a whole lot. My brother picked me up and took me to In-N-Out. That shit was trash. And
yeah, dude, In-N-Out's overrated. I also want to say this. It's funny. That just shows you what a rookie you were, Daren, because like you did all that shit you just mentioned you did. I was already on a sleeping pill by the third. I just want to go to sleep when I get to those 2-day trips.
So
I was like,
I'm
gonna sleep 18 hours, you know?
For real. Got to get the Z's.
See, that's how I'm now, especially with the COVID thing. So that's another thing. You don't have to go through this, man. The coming into a city at 4:00 and you literally can't go out to eat. You can't go hang with you got like
that's what we used to do. Like I used to live on the road.
Yeah. Basically, that's what, like with the last 2 years with the Titans, like that was kind of a big thing for the defense. Mm-hmm. We would always go to the restaurants. At first, it started with just your position. By like week 10, it was the whole entire defense at one restaurant type thing. And they got to be so big that, you know, it was like getting out of hand, like 30 plus guys at,
I went to one of those where everybody went to,
Yes. And that's how it was getting like at every game. And then this shit come around and it's like, we got to go in, you know, nothing wrong with the good food they provide us at the hotel, but it's like.
I also, depending on where you are on the road, you have to think about the room service now.
No, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why like one of the biggest.
Can't be true.
The head scratchers in my memory as a sports fan was Michael Jordan eating pizza, shrimp pizza on the road in the middle of the NBA finals, dude, in Utah. Like you're in Utah, dude. Like
I ain't never been to Utah, but it don't seem like they'll have the best
shrimp pizza.
Food right there.
Yeah, of all the pizzas, dude.
Yeah, out of all the pizzas, I would go with a Papa John's before I go with some shit like that.
What? Shit, crazy.
Fuck that shit. All right. But Chris, before I gotta ask you something right here.
Yeah. We
had this little segment we just started. We started actually with Coach Jason Brown. As a fact, now you the third white person we done had on. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, we don't see color, but we kind of do. We're just obvious.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
But you're on the second person that we had. We got we let the listeners know what I'm saying, tune in, let them feel like they're a part of this thing. And a guy that me and you both know, he wanted to ask a question. Nate Bain. Remember Nate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Nate.
So Nate was he wanted to ask, what was your best St. Louis / Will Hayes story? And he wanted you to talk about the smack game.
Yeah. So I'll start with the smack cam, I guess.
I remember that jump, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, dude. I was hoping you would remember a little better than I do. But
I'm trying to.
No, what it was if you were caught in team issued gear, you could. Somebody was allowed to run up and smack the shit out of you with shaving cream in their hand.
Yeah.
This was
like, dude, yeah. So dudes were like wearing like polos.
Yeah.
Material.
Oh shit.
Trying to just.
Damn.
Hey.
Damn.
When I tell you they got me so good one morning, bro, they had me wake up early to go on this interview for NFL Network. And I hate waking up early and I wasn't happy to do it, but I felt like I was being nice to Julia. You remember Julia?
Mm-hmm, yep.
I hated being mean to the media people, but so went upstairs right before I go on the interview. She's like, no, you really like coach wants you in a team polo. I was like, it's like 8:30 in the morning. So I just forget about it. I put one on and Cortland's little ass is hiding in a box behind me with his hands full of shaving cream, smacked the fuck out of me on national TV, live television.
Damn.
And I was sitting there with my face like just dumbfounded.
Damn.
And I have shaving cream all over my face. And I got to finish the interview, dude.
Ain't cut that.
Yeah, dude. It was live though. So the best William Hayes story. I mean, God, what can I tell you about a guy who
y'all motherfuckers had
me and Will, man, we
y'all did it all.
We were good for each other, man. Like
hell yeah.
Because we were gonna struggle independently. And
absolutely.
I'm just telling you, like, even late in my career, and I had some great friends in Philly and in New England the last 3 years of my career. And some great bonds, got to play with guys like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Rob Ninkovich, people I'm still very tight with, Bo Allen, good friends of mine. But that through the Super Bowls, all that other shit, which everybody thinks you must have been miserable 8 years. The most fun I ever had was in those D-line rooms. Yeah. Hands down.
Y'all motherfucker was.
That was we might have been just like 7-9. We might have been 8-8. Might never seen the playoffs, but our group was not only very good, but we like genuinely loved each other. It was like a real brotherhood. And that's really hard in the NFL to get that with free agency now.
Yeah.
And with, guys just don't, it's really hard in locker rooms because, there's dudes like me in a locker room, 34, 35 years old, that want to go home as soon as it's time to leave. They're not going to D-line dinners, that sort of thing. What we had in our group was everybody was young enough that they still could go out to dinner and do the fun stuff. And we'd go out and get drunk together after games. And we knew each other's kids and our wives knew each other. And we were all first rounders who had money. And so it was just this little fraternity of dudes that they had so invested in. And we were all on 4-year deals. So we weren't going anywhere.
Nice.
And when that shit broke up, it was sad, man. You just can't get it back.
Right.
Yeah, y'all were tight as fuck, man. Still, what was the D-line coach name?
Mike Waffle.
Coach Waffle, bro, badass motherfucker, talking shit all the time. He was a good dude, man.
He is a good dude. We still talk. Marine, so he's got the whole military voice, military background, and he used to test us and push us pretty hard. We worked hard, but we could also give it back to him. We cuss him out, and that was the way our meeting rooms were, and some people don't get this, but somebody's phone would ring and they just pick it up, and we were in the league. So you can't say we weren't good, but that's the way we did things. We were a room full of people with ADD, and coach allowed us to be ourselves, but he would not compromise on the effort and the execution.
Yeah.
Nate also brought up something else that reminded me what I remember. The shit in the cup game, we all used to get $5,000-$10,000 for a motherfucker.
Oh yeah. So we had trainers that were awesome.
I remember that.
Our training room was awesome. Shout out to Reggie, Byron.
Yeah. Whole trainer,
the whole gang. So I still talk to those guys. I'm in a fantasy basketball league with those guys. Remember our fantasy basketball league?
Hell yeah.
I'm still missing the playoffs. So every year.
Yeah.
Forget to set my lineup every fucking week. Fantasy basketball is nonstop. So anyways, we got bored during camp. So what we used to pay guys in the training room, like a lot of money now to do things. A choice.
Yeah.
But like, what we collected everybody's toenails for
toenails, bro.
Oh, no.
Right. I'm talking about ringing motherfuckers, swear how they draw.
So the worst one was we had a rookie named Rock Watkins. He's from South Carolina. He was the size of a Buick.
Okay.
Like big kid, dude.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he was funny as shit. And he said, he told one of the trainers, you know, the little booties, the things that people put their feet in
for the ice bath. Yeah.
Oh,
one of the trainers had to Rock sat in that hot tub butt naked, bro. And the trainers, there was one trainer who wanted to do this for like a couple grand. So he drank 12 booties worth of water.
No.
With rocks.
No. First off, them booties don't ever get washed. They just sit there on the floor. Like people that come in from practice, not shower, will put their feet in the booties and then hop in the tub. And he drank 12
He drank 12 of them with rocks standing in the hot tub, butt naked.
No,
dudes were. The guy didn't even get sick, so I don't know what his background was.
It had to have been a hefty lump sum that he got. That
was like we were bored. We had our nutrition guy. You remember our nutrition guy drank all that shit out of the blender?
Yes.
Every
that's the person I remember
threw in.
Yes.
Our nutrition guy drank this whole blender full of stuff that we paid for every ingredient that we threw in there. We throw money down.
Yeah.
So it could be mayonnaise, ketchup, then waffles, then celery.
Oh.
What else? Like, it was disgusting.
It was just a whole peanut butter. It was jelly. It was just a whole bunch of bullshit. It was horrible, bro.
Whatever you want to
anything.
Yeah. Kale in there.
Now, this is one of the other things, though, I noticed. My bad, I had to cut you. One of the other things I noticed that, like, on any other team I've been on, I'm pretty sure you know it too. There ain't nobody like Silky.
Nobody.
There is no equipment room like that's put together like the rounds were.
Dude, I think there were 32 Silkies in the 80s. You know?
Yeah, it had to be.
Right? Because
had to be.
Silky is part of the old NFL, dude. And if you told your listeners who Silky was a guy that could help you with anything you need help with.
Fucking hustler.
Yeah, at the facility, wash your car, go get something done for you. Good. He's the morale guy. Right. You know, had his own dance, but he was also the ball boy, but he was also
did everything.
Like equipment.
He did it all.
For a lot of hats.
Right.
But there's nobody like Silky anymore, man. Like there's just no more Silkies. It's a shame.
I remember when he told me that they weren't gonna take him to LA, he was like trying to get me out there. Like, nigga, how the fuck I'm gonna get you out there?
Dude.
Nigga, they ain't even taking me out there. Nigga.
Oh, shit.
I didn't make it out there. They purged our shit, dude.
They got us up out of there.
They cut me and James the same day, bro. Me, James, and Cook. And Cook still.
Damn. They cut y'all all on the same day?
Same day, bro. It was like they just took took like an hour and Fish was just knocking down phone calls, bro. I was in my car, I remember. But at that point, we were bad, bro. So I wasn't.
Yeah, it got there. It would get bad.
Yeah.
It was 3 straight years of being, 7 and 8 wins every time. Yeah,
dude, 7 and 8 wins was the highlight of my career. We were 1 and 15.
Oh yeah, y'all
it was bad. It was record wise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Where'd you start out in Indy?
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere down there like? Was it when? Because you were in there like around Super Bowl year, pretty much.
Oh yeah, my first year we went 8-8, and then my second year we went to Super Bowl. But it was, it was fun over there. You know what I'm saying? The Coach Quinn and them brought the Seattle culture, you know, the
compete, like the shots in the morning.
Competition. And they got the, goal in the team room. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood, like, you know, the same room like you had, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we were the opposite of that before Fish got there in St. Louis. It was just dysfunction, bro. It was like every Sunday you show up and you know you have no chance to win. You know, like that's how bad we were.
That's got to be terrible, man.
It was awful.
That's got to be horrible. Like, just knowing that, like, you literally know you're about to lose.
To your mental, you just going out there for practice.
Yeah, you become really cynical. You know what I mean? Like you just become like kind of I just handle my shit because you can't count on anybody. You know what I mean? And that was like the group that came with Fish was like Fish brought like tough rookies in like Bates and Ray and guys like that were big special teams guys. He brought in like they drafted Aaron Donald. We brought in Todd Gurley so they hit on a lot of players, but just never could get the offense right. When Sam got hurt the second time, that was it.
I remember I was like, damn, I wanted to see this motherfucker ball.
Boy,
like,
what?
You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see that happen.
Yeah.
But then we would have never saw fucking what's his name? Fuck came in won Tampa game for us.
Kellen Clemens?
Nah, that was my rookie year. He was old as shit. He was old as fuck. Sean Hill, remember Sean Hill old as fuck.
Oh, Sean Hill, he was super old.
Dude, it was a young guy we had, but then that's how we got not Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
We wouldn't have never thought about Case Keenum if it wasn't for guys like that coming in, slanging that bitch around, giving us them 7-8 wins.
Right. No, I mean, like we played with probably 7 quarterbacks during that period because Sam got hurt those couple years, and it's just one of those things. And I think being a quarterback, it's all about the situation you're in as well. You know, like I had no idea your guy was going to be this good when he got Tennessee. Tannehill.
Oh, well, I don't need nobody to
but it just goes to show you like how different a situation can be,
right?
And how much you have to consider the context of the player. And quarterback's the ultimate, right? But also like every position player. You guys know, like from being in bad situations and good situations.
Oh, for sure.
Your deficiencies are going to get covered up in good ones, and quite the opposite in bad ones. So I just it's interesting with quarterbacks, especially because your guy's like a fucking top 5 quarterback now.
Oh yeah.
People still be hating on him though, man.
Well, for what?
Because they gonna say all they say is he handed the ball off. He had the ball when he has 2,000-yard receivers. Well, Corey was 4 yards away, but he should have been 1,000. He had 2,000-yard receivers and 3 tight ends that's fucking dogs.
Bro, I'll tell you this. Let me tell you this. Jonnu Smith. I knew about Jonnu Smith before Jonnu Smith was like a big fucking deal, okay? Because
for real? You've been watching.
I got old in the league, and I was like, when you're older, it's just harder to play the run sometimes. And I remember we played Tennessee, and I was dealing with an injury or two, and he wasn't getting after me. He was kind of like, it was a guy that I was like, man, like this is a challenge to get off a block with this dude. Like he is sticky.
Strong.
Right. He's strong. He fucking cares about blocking, and he just wasn't being used enough because Delaney Walker was there, right?
Yeah.
And so, I think he was one of those rare situations where you had this really good player that you weren't seeing him because he was like buried in depth on a team that wasn't great anyways. They had like depth on a team that went. So I'm glad people this year got to see that guy's a fucking stud, bro. As far as like doing both things well.
Ball.
Yeah.
And AJ Brown, bro, like you guys were as fun to watch as any team in the league.
See, that's how that locker room in Tennessee was just like that St. Louis locker room.
Really?
Bro. That's how we were where we are. You know what I'm saying? It was just everybody fuck with everybody pranking and doing silly, stupid shit and just having a good ass time, bro.
Because Vrave seems like a guy who probably like knows when to have fun a little bit. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it out of him, or you gotta. Oh, so he's bored or he's boring.
Yeah. Like he all football, bro. Don't get it twisted. Like he
is a New England guy.
Yeah, he tries to be like funny and shit. Like he'll give you this joke, but his jokes really be like, "Ha, fuck you."
Oh hell no!
Like that's his jokes, so you be like,
the meatball.
Yeah, that's all it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like okay, like one of our last team meetings, you know, he had just got his haircut, and it kind of like you seen that when that shit was viral, Will Compton haircut.
Yeah, oh, it was terrible.
Okay, yeah, so I was like, oh my.
What was he doing?
So he was trying to be, and he wore the whole get up too. You ever seen Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Peaky Blinders. I've also seen in Tropic Thunder, there's a character called Simple Jack.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he did.
He's got the same haircut.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe he was doing something with, like, you know, making content. Like, let me get a shitty haircut. This is gonna blow up. That was a serious
thing. He was dead ass, bro. So he was trying to get, he said, because they, on Peaky Blinders, they don't blend they shit. So he said he was getting it exactly.
That shit looked terrible.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Talking about this shit.
He did that to emulate somebody on TV,
bruh.
Yeah, and he got the whole fit. Like he got the whole old 1920 suit with the pocket watch,
monocle and stuff. Like
with all with the little newspaper boy hat. Yeah, he had all that.
He has a real life costume. Is this?
And in the jacket, he got another man's name on it. Ain't the dude named Shelby? Or Shelby? Yeah, he got his name in there.
That's wild.
I bet you the guy in Peaky Blinders didn't have somebody else's name in his jacket. Well, maybe probably. I don't know much about the show, but
it was at least his character.
Yeah, it was his character. This is an obsession by your boy.
Yeah, he go all the way in when he wants to do something, bro. So the other day we were supposed to been.
He didn't do the table
talking. Yeah, so that's the thing. We were supposed to be. You know, we've been trading blows with the Ravens. You know, well they took the first thing as a blow when we weren't punching that shit, but they just took that as somebody throwing a punch at them, and then they retaliated. Which I thought it was fine when they got the pick and everybody came in the middle.
That's part of the shit, dude.
I thought it was amazing. 2 claps for them. That was cool.
Yeah.
So Will said he decided that when the Ravens played the Buffalo Bills, that he wanted me to throw him through a table. so that could be his way of talking shit back to the Ravens.
He definitely would have got hurt.
Didn't do it.
And that's why I was like, you know, we just can't go through with this, Will.
Now, he would have got hurt with the table you had.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the table? First of all,
table was thick as
shit. I didn't pick this table out. Like, we were trying to get the fans involved. Hey, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to get a table from you. Now, when I kill it to the table,
we'll break your table.
Boy had
but when I saw the table, bro, that bitch was reinforced.
With what? You're only supposed to get like the kid birthday party tables.
It looked like this motherfucker. He had made it with the steel fucking thing in the middle, so that bitch does not break.
Hey,
dude,
you was trying to kill Will.
But I did not even know dude was gonna give you that fucking table. He listening right now. Why the fuck would you give me that fucking table, bro?
No,
dude,
I don't know.
What that haircut? I don't want to from that.
Okay, but yeah. So back to that haircut. So Ray damn near had the same cut one day, and so when Ray come in, he writing on his little paper in the podium, and I said like, I'm right in front of him, like the first seat right in front of him, in the very front. So I'm like, I was looking and I was like, ugh. You get your haircut like Will now? And he ignored me. And I was like, oh, so you can act like you can't hear me. I'm sitting 2 feet away from you. You act like you don't hear me.
I know you give him a lot of shit, don't you?
All the time. And so then she just started the meeting without saying anything to me. So then after the meeting, I get up and walk away. He walks up. He's like, yeah, I had my fucking hair like here. So what? Like, that was just different. But he was like, so you ignored me through this whole 30, 45 minutes.
Think about that shit.
That's what you came back with.
His haircut is nothing like
no, it ain't nothing like
Will Compton's haircut is a one of one.
That nobody else.
Braves' haircut is a standard military man.
Yeah.
The Michigan man, you know, like the guy who runs a militia up there. Like I hate to say it, but Braves has got to storm the Capitol haircut.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. He had to say it. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing. My dad has the same fucking haircut. Just
my dad have the same for the last 50 years. Bro.
They have the same haircut. My dad's hair is just like, it's amazing. I would love to have hair like that, but it's and I could see that. I don't even know Coach Vrabel, but I played it out in my head, imagining y'all's relationship consists of 85% you talking to him and him ignoring you.
Yeah, it's always awkward.
With some bullshit. Always. You in his ear. Him just like not looking up.
Yep.
That's hey, but he will get on my ass though. Like, you know, I be doing my thing on the sideline, and then like his thing, the only thing he don't like when I do is when I point at somebody. But that's kind of what helps me, you know, get people to jump off the edge. So, you know,
dude, I've seen you do it
fingers. The 3 fingers, that one make people mad all the time. So we were playing. It was the Rays. We were playing Boston. That one right there. Yeah. I hit somebody with one of them, and he was like, "Get the fuck out!" He's going off. I said, "Hey, relax. I got you. I ain't gonna do it no more." I turned around and walked away. Oh, you got it? Yeah, I fucking got it. Didn't you hear me say that? I just don't like when you put 3 fingers in people's face. And I was like, all right, we cool.
Fingers, dude.
We was just like, all right, we good? Yeah, we're good.
Hey, dude, every time somebody gets stiff-armed, like literally, you are like the stiff-arm hype man.
He right there.
I gotta be there. And then it didn't make it no better when Derrick Henry said, if 5'3" ain't hype, I ain't balling. Oh, what fuck? Turn me up then, D.
Right.
Turn me up then.
Bro, he totally put the battery in your back on that one. I mean, unbelievable.
He didn't even have to do that. That's all I needed. And that, ever since then, and then Coach and Braves give me love and tell me, hey, just do whatever. Just get
Dude, I love it. I love it. Can I tell you how many times I try to hurry up and rewind my TV at home because I'm like, it's Bates. Bates is freaking out. Somebody just got trucked by Derrick Henry. I got to go back. Where's Bates? Like, you're just.
I'm gonna let him know too. Yeah. Don't let it be on our sideline. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you know.
Hey, did you get a penalty recently?
In the Baltimore game, yeah.
I think Did you get after somebody about that, or what was it? Was it just an in the play penalty or after the play?
Yeah, it was some weak ass shit.
I knew it was.
I'm crossing over the snapper and I just put my hands on him just to give him a little tuck.
At first, when they were like, 56, right? I was like, he probably
thought it was
more talking shit. And I was like, damn, they're about to roast him in a playoff game because he was doing the extra shit in the playoff game. I was so relieved. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was a snapper thing.
Yeah, I know my limits when it comes to doing extra shit. Like, it was one time I took my helmet off after a play, like celebrating, but it was a preseason game. And I purposely did it because it was a preseason game.
You were just sending a message.
No, yeah, just that I do silly shit. I had just got a new mouthpiece. That's why I got a new mouthpiece that was all gold.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was diamond. And it was top and bottom. And so we had practiced against Tampa and during training camp. And they kept on running the cross country when they try to they motion them back and send them all the way across the formation. So if you got a man, you got to run through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So they motion them in. They were about to do the same thing. It's in the game time now. It's third down. They did it third down in practice, and I saw the same thing coming. But it was something like, he didn't, like the way he motioned over, he wasn't trying to go all the way over. And boom, he tried to whip back out to the flat. Boom, I made a tackle. But when I made a tackle, my helmet kind of came up.
So then naturally, when you get up,
I said, fuck it. Took that bitch off.
It's like just in your brain is to just.
I started flexing like a bitch. And that was the first time Braves had to talk to me. That was the third preseason game of his first year. And
I'll
never do it again. I'll never do it again.
He definitely put you on his list. Like, I got to watch this guy. What should have happened Sunday? You talking about motion. What should have happened in that Jalen Ramsey play in the red zone? They should switch that.
Oh, man.
They got to switch that, right?
They had to be in the
from the other side. Make that play.
You shouldn't play about from Dean P. I learned this from Dean Pease, one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all time.
Good guy to learn it from.
He would never play 0 and fucking 1 like that on the goal line. Because he gonna have, if you come in motion, I forgot what he used to call it, but he would just tell whoever the end man over there, you take him. Yeah. And whoever's running over, you just replace that and take that.
Right.
I think that's what Jalen thought, or I don't know, maybe he looked for a cop out. But for a second,
there's always a possibility, and Jalen doesn't seem like this type of guy because the way he plays football, bro, he just seems like a real guy. So
you feel me? I think
I always do look at DBs with the hands up thing. I'm like, I hate this, buddy. I feel like it's probably your fault.
But sometimes the other nigga might have
but the other nigga might have but the dude, he didn't come off because whoever's on the slot, he didn't move. He stayed on his dude like it was no type of we don't do that. Like he
also could be just frustrated with the call.
Television, you gotta have your ears open, bro. Because
could have been frustrated with the call.
Could have been frustrated with the call because like those guys run motion. They were 80-some% in motion 3 out of 4 plays Sunday. So most they ran all year. It's like a nightmare, dude. Like playing defense now. When I came in the league, you know what? Like it was drop back pass, it was play action, and it was like counter and power and like some zone teams. This was like space age shit now to me.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. Kansas City Chiefs is taking it to a new fucking level.
What sucks for defenders and for rushers? If you're a guy who's playing the run and the pass, like if you're a defensive end that has keys that take you inside on run action and not just up the field, which is how I played most of my career. There's so many teams now that everything's going sideways, then it's going vertical. That's just like Cleveland. You're watching Cleveland, their first 4 plays yesterday. I think Kevin's a really good OC. I guess I'm allowed to tell you I lost fucking money on you guys when I had Browns. I mean, he must be a really good OC. Anyways, my man comes out, boot, inside run, play action pass, drop back, and a screen. And it's just 5 different directions you have to go as a defender. It fucks up all your aggressive mindset.
I feel you on that, but I feel like also it's because Baker, like he's not.
That's what they're doing. I mean, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got to get him on the perimeter. They got to get him outside the tackle box just so he can make some shit happen.
Like most quarterbacks.
Good at doing, though. He's good at doing, though.
But what quarterback doesn't like, what quarterback is it? Like Tom Brady's a guy you're like, yeah, just keep this guy in the pocket.
Yeah, I was like, Tom.
Or Aaron. Nobody's going to be like, we got to get Aaron on the move more. Although Aaron's great running with the ball. Any quarterback can stand to improve from booting him out sometimes, getting the play action going. Like it's a remedy for any non-top 10 quarterback. So I don't think of it as like a slight on Baker. I know that's not what you're saying, but like I think it's just one of those things where that, and part of it is he's not the tallest guy. It might help him to get out and on the move. Like we assume, I think a lot of times with quarterbacks that their vision's good. Like some of these guys can't see well.
Nah, you're right. You're extremely right. I got a question here from Dro, your boat 26.
I like that name.
What was your most memorable DB interaction?
Batesy. Probably just, I'll always remember, that story would be one. the one that you stumbled
the goddamn hotel.
But I'll probably just remember with Bates, there was not a day he was low energy. And that's my kind of guy. Like that's a teammate I love having, like a guy that's always ready to start some shit, always ready to like in the morning, like first thing when you get there, if Bates isn't talking, something's up. And then I got to go check on him. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of, and I like that energy, man. And so like, whether it was him or Ray or Tavon, like the young guys that were on our team. Yeah. But with Bates, I always just remember how he was always really excited to stand around some pranks. And like, like he was. I
learned a lot from y'all, bro.
He was like an understudy.
Hell yeah.
And I saw his mind working. I saw him as a young player picking up our bad toxic habits. And just like, he was bad enough as he was when he came in the league, but he just was in the right locker room. And that smile right there, watching people up to some shit, man. And now you're the guy that's doing it too.
Damn right. So, I don't know. I forgot who told me. It was somebody at the round. I think they told me about paying somebody a bet in coins. And I heard that shit like my second year there. And I did that shit last year to somebody. Well, a young guy with Dane Crookshank. Fucking kept on asking me about like $500. I was like, bro, I'll give you $500, bro. Relax.
Let me do the math real quick.
Don't worry. I went to the bank. I was like, bro, give me $500 the longest way possible.
Sometimes they're not willing to give you in.
They were this time. I brought a suitcase in that bitch and they just pour all type of change.
You wore all your Titans gear in there.
$1 bill?
And a $1 bill. That's it.
$1 bills. You guys got good strip clubs in Tennessee?
Fuck no.
They knew that's not where you were going. But if you took that out in St. Louis, you were going east.
Oh yeah, see, they don't know nobody going on the east side. Yeah,
They were going east.
Going east with it real fast. Got another question here from Fast Nasty. You got any? Do you have any funny Jeff Fisher stories? I gave a few up here on the pod. But I didn't gave the one when he cracked open the brews. Talk about the Christmas. We're not able to do that. 2020, not able to do the Christmas and Thanksgiving pranks.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jeff Fisher was always on there.
Bro, yeah, the turkey thing was great. He was just always in for, like you mentioned, the beer story.
I did hear this. Before I got to, I want to say 2012, somebody told me he jumped out of a helicopter.
Oh, he did. Yeah. I think he was in Tennessee. I think I missed this.
Oh, Tennessee. Oh, okay.
But he parachuted out of a helicopter onto the practice field to just brighten the mood or something. And probably more so because he just wanted to skydive.
I was just saying he just wanted to do that.
Here's the thing about Jeff Fisher, and this is the thing I respect the most about Jeff Fisher. Besides, I just like the guy. And I, for some reason, you always want to play hard for him because you believe that he cared about you. And he did. I talked to him the other night. The thing you miss the most about the NFL is the locker room and the guys, man. So that's why we played hard for him. But the one thing I really respect about him is Fish is going to live his life. And Fish is going to Fish is going to be a month after the season. Some of these coaches are he understands as a player and as a coach that there is a time to put it down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Fish would be in Montana in the woods, actually a couple hours from where I go, out there in the Bob Marshall, fly fishing for a couple weeks. He's down in Mexico fishing salt flats or whatever. He's living his fucking life. And he's going to go out and have a good time, have a couple beers. I just love that because nowadays football coaches are so boring. Some of them it's just all football. And I think that appealed to players is that this guy gets it that there's two sides to his life and he also encourages you to be a complete person. Right. The reason I started climbing Kilimanjaro in Tanzania was because of Fish.
That's what we're about to get on. So
I'm a Segway guy, dude.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was segueing right into my next thing. From Motor Martini. If anything happened from the Water Boys Mount Kilimanjaro track that they don't tell you or show on the NFL specials and shit? Because I feel like when did you start?
Probably the time I shit my pants.
Oh shit! Oh, you told that shit on your pod, didn't it?
I did.
You had
but basically I had bad food poisoning or reaction to the malaria medicine the first time I went there with James Hall, who you never met, but James Hall was a teammate of mine. It was kind of like my OG in St. Louis. And I was like, one of these off seasons, we need to go. Jeff Fisher, who's coming in to coach this year, he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. I went and talked to him in the office, said it was awesome. So I took James. Anyways, the first day I got food poisoning and ended up. That's real. This is really gross, but this is the raw room. Okay.
Yeah. We telling all type of shit. We do it all.
No, I know. You just haven't had this story yet. Shitting your pants in East Africa. You haven't had this one on your bingo card.
No, we ain't had this one.
So, we were hiking, and this is up at 8,000-9,000 feet. So when you put in on the trail in Mount Kilimanjaro is twice almost Mile High Stadium. We used to complain about going and playing there. Yeah. So we're hiking all day. It's hot. We're in the jungle basically. And I am obviously sick. I know it at this point. And I sit down to rest on a rock and I try to push a little, just relieve a little pressure. I got this beautiful Lion King looking view out in front of me. And there's the rest of the groups behind me. And you just knew it when it happened. And to say my pants are on the side of the mountain there in Tanzania.
You left them there?
Yeah, I left them there, bro. There was no I'm gonna be hiking for a week, dude. So this is day one. This is a pick six. This was Cleveland, Pittsburgh, bro.
Yeah.
This is a bad snap. First play. I'm wiping my ass with jungle leaves the next because I'm not done, obviously. It's just to give you more TMI. Wow. I'm wiping my ass with real jungle leaves the next 24 hours. I feel like Les Stroud or one of these outdoors people. Anyways, finally I got my stomach fixed and got up the mountain and we summited. Not before I shit my pants.
right.
So that's one thing they probably don't tell you. Also, a lot of people die on that mountain.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a lot of people die on that mountain because you're high up. So if you get if you're sick, they make it sound like the highest walkable mountain, and it is like walkable, and you can do it. Like Bates, you could do it if you get over some of the altitude, the cold, the sleeping outside, the being dirty, all that stuff. If you're not into that, it's going to be tough. But people die all the time because you're up at 19.5. And if you get an upper respiratory thing or you pop a sleeping pill, you're not thinking a lot of people go up there and think I can take this medication or whatever. I don't smoke up there, bro.
Yeah.
And I smoke I smoke every day.
Yeah. All the time.
I can't sleep. So, that's one of the hardest 5 days just for that, because if I was to smoke too much, I'd start spazzing out a little bit up there because my resting heart rate's 50. I'm lying in tent at that altitude. My resting heart rate's 90, 95. That's uncomfortable, And so you chief a little bit.
It's gonna be,
dude, these porters, these dudes from Tanzania are up there at the summit. I'll smell something from around the rock. I smelled it one time and I was like, I cannot believe this guy just blew an L up here at 21,000 feet.
Hey, if you've been up there so many times, you live it. Shit, that ain't
it's unbelievable. I'm taking oxygen.
Yeah. This might breathing in the good grass.
It must be just shitty weed.
Come on, it is.
Yeah.
It's mixed with half dirt, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Probably got some biscuit over there. Y'all don't even know.
I doubt it.
Not on the mountain. I figure the bud I had over there was decent. It was decent. It wasn't as good as Caribbean bud.
Caribbean?
Listen, I was down in the Caribbean. I had to buy some bud, and the dude made me give me I said I wanted some pre-rolls.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like it. He said, give me your money and I'll be back in 2 hours. And I was like, I go, bro, it's $50. We're going to see how this experiment goes. I knew bro, I met him at the park bench a couple hours later, and he had 8 gorgeous little pre-rolls for me, and they knocked.
Damn.
2 hours though?
The nicest drug dealer of all time.
That is nice, bro. What?
That shit sounds sketchy, but
it's very sketchy.
That's sketchy.
Give me the money and I'll be back tomorrow.
My radar was going off big time. I was like, okay, I'm basically getting taken, and I sure do look like somebody you could take here. Is my accent strong enough? I'm from America. Well, I mean, we are.
You big as hell. If you big as hell, they won't fuck with you.
I don't know, man.
But we got one last question from Rob on Broadway. He asked, how's the NBA to St. Louis campaign going?
Shit, dude. I don't know, man.
You doing that? You trying to get?
No, I tweeted about it. Sometimes I'll tweet about something and people will be like, he's on the board for something. I just would love to see some men. Hey, listen, if the NBA comes to St. Louis, I'll be like the most minor league version of Jack Nickel.
Jack Nicholson and all that.
like I will have season tickets and I will be there.
You'll be there once in a while.
Yeah, dude, I would be so psyched to go to a game there.
All right, tell the people what Sleep In Thursday is.
Sleep In Thursday was a day that a lot of people in our locker room hated. And
I fucking hated it. But then I liked it because I was able to go out on Wednesday night.
Exactly. Me, I just wanted to sleep. But Jeff Fisher was a big believer in the value of sleep, as a lot of football coaches are not, which is the dumbest shit about NFL coaches in the world. If we could change one thing, I think y'all would agree. They just, for that, rest is important until it's not.
Bro.
No sleep. You're the CEO of your own company. Your body is a temple. It's the most important thing. And why are you running it into the ground?
Why are we here all day and for consecutive days?
Bro, throw a cover on the Lamborghini here, man. I mean, just one of those cheap gray covers, man. I don't need a hydraulic lift in the garage.
Just throw something on with that.
Right.
So Fish used to understand the guys needed sleep, and Wednesday he'd announce, probably after practice, usually after checking with me and William Hayes, who basically were guys that loved Lunesta so much. I mean, it just, I would go home and I would sleep from 10 p.m. until 10 a.m. and then come into work. I would sleep 12 hours. I was so tired.
Shit.
And Fish, when he used to announce it, 3/4 of the locker room would just look at me and be so fucking mad.
Hot.
But I didn't care because you guys were all fine, dude. You guys made it.
Oh yeah, I did. We figured it out. We was out on the town. You know, we was in bars and shit.
Because I know you little motherfuckers wanted to go to Pepper Lounge and
you know we was in Pepper. Speaking of Pepper, you the only player I want to say anybody in my family has this type of story with. My sisters tell this story all the time. I think we was in Pepper Lounge. It must be my rookie year. It might have been my second year. But we was in Pepper Lounge, we was drunk as shit.
yes.
And I think like we was, I don't know who it was. Somebody had a cigarette in that bitch, and you took the motherfucker. And then my sister turned around, saw you smoking a cigarette. She said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette with Chris Long." And like you gonna pass out a cigarette, y'all in that bitch smoking together.
Hey, listen. In my heyday, I was not turning down a loose cigarette. In my heyday, and that's not very Walter Payton Man of the Year becoming of me, but I'm pretty sure all the guys back in that day, like in the 80s, dudes were smoking Newports at the half. So
hell yeah.
All your favorite players that you grew up watching, if you're listening to this, they smoked sticks, bro. And so
definitely
there was one Memorial Day weekend at rehab. I think I probably smoked 11 Newports, which was just like a 40-point night for me. Me and Bruce Irvin.
Oh, you were Bruce?
11. That's a lot.
Hey, shout out Bruce, man. That's my motherfucking dog, bro.
Bruce is the man, dude.
That's my dog.
Who's oh, I remember being at Ballpark Village. St. Louis was a cigarette-y time for me.
Bro, Ballpark Village was the spot.
There was a lot of cigarettes going around at the old Ballpark Village. You just go out on the...
Oh, yeah, on that little balcony in the back from the... Yeah, there was a lot of cigarette smoking going on back
there. And it just makes your hangover way worse. If you've had 2 cigarettes at like 3 a.m., you're just going to feel awful. So I'm not a proponent of it. If you're listening, it's terrible. I don't know how people do that all day.
Oh, shit. One last thing, man, before we get up out of here. I love, because I'm trying to get on this track. I'm trying to get like you as far as my Twitter game and tweets and talking shit to motherfuckers. I know it is. I know it comes with the good with the bad. I understand that.
I hate the fucking thing.
Well, you do a good damn job. But I love when I listen to an episode and you take a motherfucker off of Instagram or Twitter and you just fire their ass up, bro.
Because
how do you just pick a motherfucker? How you do this shit?
You can't win on Twitter, dude. Mm-mm. Like the sooner you realize that arguing with people on Twitter is just like pissing in the wind, dude. It's pointless. It's a losing proposition. Have you ever seen anybody on Twitter say you're right and the argument
not be sarcastic?
So so like what's the point? And also everybody is conditioned to argue on Twitter. That's how that site makes money.
That's what it's for.
That's why there were only 140 characters. That's why, and I'm sure I'm butchering this. Somebody who's like understands perfectly the why Twitter is so viable is going to be rolling their eyes. But to me, the reason it works is because you can't communicate your point because of the curtailed little window you have. They know people have ADD. They don't read the entire tweet. If you write a 140, 240 character tweet, no one's fucking reading it, dude. And they're just going to argue with you automatically. And what kind of a sick world have we created where we get into a room and have arguments with people and there's an audience? Like that's what we get off on now. And myself included. Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? Like what? It's not accomplishing anything. All we're doing is getting in these like fucking dick measuring contests about stuff that like
random dumb shit. They don't matter.
We've been talking. Okay. One thing, like I hate, I used to tweet about Trump a lot because I can't stand the motherfucker. Like most people who are of
normal people,
decent faculties. I stopped tweeting about him 2 years in, and some people, like one or two people were like, you don't fight the good fight on Twitter anymore as much. I'm like, oh, how's that fight going? Because we've been tweeting our asses off for the last 4 years. And guess what? The motherfucker just staged an insurrection and they had to vet the National Guard. Okay? Like, and you've been tweeting your little heart out for 4 years. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting off the bus for a little bit. I'm going to take a break.
Right.
It's just kind of pointless, no matter what you're talking about. I'm just not that into Twitter unless it's a ball game. I love football game Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Football game. Yeah, football game Twitter is fun. I like watching that shit too.
It's live. I will say that.
But as soon as the game ends in a couple weeks down in Tampa, I'm deleting the app and it's not coming back on my phone for quite a while. Because
so off season you ain't fucking with it.
I'm gonna try not to.
Yeah.
Don't you feel better if you're not staring at your phone?
I mean,
I just put my phone down. I just don't even fuck with my phone. I'd rather do that, just the whole thing, instead of just like, because then if I do get on my phone, I still might want to get back to that app. I just put the whole thing down.
It feels so good when you just get off the app for a couple days.
It's gonna be hard with all this quarantine and Corona bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got the inauguration coming up, and you know it's going to be some spice in life when that bitch come around. Somebody going to do some stupid
Now,
shit.
listen, during things like this summer, you know, when communication was important, when mobilizing people was important, when, you know, sharing information was really important. Like Twitter can be very good in that way.
Yeah.
But also Twitter is totally...
Black hole.
Yeah. I mean, like, but Twitter is also like totally... It's the Wild West for the most part. Like the president literally just got kicked off the motherfucker after all the tweets he said. Like, so.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is like, you know, the sharing of information is good, but you also got to be careful. I think, can you imagine the world if Twitter went away? Like, I think a lot of people would be a lot better off. I really do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, Facebook would get crazy back to being crazy.
MySpace would be back, bro.
Oh, MySpace.
You were like 12, but that shit was on fire.
Popping. I mean, my page had Lil Wayne playing when you came on my shit. With my little highlight tape on that bitch. I know we just talked about that shit before you came. That's the only reason he endorsed Trump. But he knew it was something about to pop off, and he was like, hey, let me get a little, give me a potty.
I didn't know what it was when it happened, but now it makes a lot more sense. I thought he had like an album out that wasn't doing it.
Some silly shit.
Well, he did have two of
those little kids in the Call of Duty chat room lobbies buy albums too. So,
so he get on there.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, before we get up out of here, we got these two segments. Now, you should be familiar with both of them by the name. One of them called the Oklahoma Drill. It could be anybody. You just think of any two people in a good old fashioned Oklahoma
that you want to see.
That you just want to see. It could be anybody. It could be you and Kyle.
Yeah.
It can be you and Raw. It can be Coach Walk and Coach Fish.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
That shit would be hilarious.
Tell me the second one while I'm thinking about the first one.
The second one is cut one, tag one. Cut one, pay one, tag one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because marry, fuck, kill is such a losing proposition.
Exactly.
To run through.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with cut one, pay one, tag one.
Yeah. All right. Let me go with an Oklahoma drill. Well, the other day we got Darius Leonard, Josh Allen.
Whoa, bruh. That was nice. I like that. That shit gave me a hard on when I saw that.
That was amazing.
That was some football right there.
Yeah. That was too. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Right now, let me think about this.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
I kind of want Devin White to be in there.
Devin White, okay.
Bro, he might be my favorite football player right now, bro.
Right now, hey,
I'm gonna just pick somebody I don't like and put him like 70 yards away from Devin White.
Just let him just take the fuck out.
Bro, he's so fast. Like,
yeah.
And just have him Terry Tate somebody. And
Terry Tate, the offensive linebacker.
Go to the second one. Let me think about who Devin White might decapitate.
Okay, well, I got for my franchise tag or my cut one, pay one, tag one. I'm gonna go with this one's gonna be hard. I think I just Mike Vick, Dante Culpepper, Steve Young.
Whoa.
Mike Vick.
Dante Culpepper, Steve Young. Cut one.
Damn, so I got to cut one of these guys?
You got to cut one of these guys. You got to pay one of these guys. You got to tag one of these guys.
Yes, let's see it.
I'm probably going to pay Steve Young. Steve Young is the closest thing to like Russell Wilson's the closest thing to Steve Young. Like that guy was the slash quarterback. You know, of course, he was only 5-6 years removed from a league where black quarterbacks had to play in Canada. But, you know, as far as being an athletic quarterback in the 90s, that guy paved the way or helped pave the way for some really exciting players we see today.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
dog.
I mean, he was just such a beast, dude. I mean, like, that Super Bowl, they beat the shit out of the Chargers.
Yes.
Was just burned in my brain.
Chargers didn't have a chance.
You know, they didn't. I'm going to pay Mike Vick.
You got to pay Vick.
I'm paying Mike Vick, dude. I think Mike Vick nowadays, like if Mike Vick played in today's game when he was like young, like came in the league, bro, just think about the way offenses have changed.
Oh my God.
I mean, it
would be 10 times scarier.
I think, right?
I'm saying, this is from a guy that coached against him, Jim Haslett, my linebacker coach.
10 times.
He coached against Michael Vick when he was the head coach of the New Orleans Saints.
Wait, Jim Haslett coached you?
He coached me now. His old ass still coaching me, yeah.
Haz is your coach?
His old ass is my coach, bro. Haz, his old ass still.
Dude, I love Haz, bro.
That's my dog.
He's fucking insane, dude.
Bro, that's my dog. Bro.
Hey, I will always appreciate him because my rookie year, they fired the coach.
Oh, he told me he drafted you.
Yeah, he was on that group to draft us, and he'll tell you how fucked up things were in that building. Ask Haz how fucked up things were in that building. Okay?
Yeah.
But Steve Spagnuolo, well, no, this is 2 coaches before Steve. Scott Linehan drafted me, was axed 4 games in.
Oh, damn.
And then Haz is the interim head coach. And I just remember thinking, thank goodness, because he was so cool to me. He pulled me aside one day and was like, hey, hang in there. Because it didn't come easy to me my rookie year or half of my second year. I was in my second year, I got no sacks 8 games in.
Damn.
I had 5.
And people don't know how fucked of a mind twist that can be for
bro. It's like a baseball player in a slump times 1,000.
Yes.
And so Haz, my rookie year, when things are really hard on a bad team, pulled me aside and was like, hey, I know things are tough right now. You're going to be a really good player. And I don't think he knew how much that meant to me, but that one comment kept me kind of afloat at a lot of points in my second year. And as a lesson, to put a bow on it, I always feel like when you're talking to young players, and there's all types of ways to be a leader, I feel like not bullshitting a young player, not lying to that young player, but when they deserve to hear something good or when you can be positive, they're going to remember that a lot more than you just yelling at them all the time. You know, you can't give out compliments like candy, but those are really important. So I think whether you're a coach or a player, but your boy it's the man, dude. And he was a maniac on the field.
Bro. I can tell because he be, his old ass can't move like he used to, but he be trying to, fucking.
I actually can't imagine that he's like walking well right now.
But he almost fucking died this year, bro. This man.
What year of his life do you think he hasn't almost died? Look at
he'll tell you. He tell you. He be telling us too. He feel like every decade he probably should have lost his life.
Oh my God.
He looks like a jackass guy.
He was standing on his ass. We told him, bro, next year you got to get in the booth, bro, because motherfucking play coming to the sideline.
Yeah, he can't move.
And I want to say he didn't move his whole body. He literally just did this, and it barely missed him. But like that's all he did. And I was like, Haz, you gonna fucking die.
You don't need an air cast on the khakis there, buddy.
Oh shit.
But he coached against Vic when he was the head coach of the Saints, and he was just saying how much of a fucking dog he was, because we were asking him like, what is he compared to like, what is Lamar Jackson compared to Mike Vick?
Not Vic.
No.
Yeah,
and dude, I love fucking Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And
you guys just beat him, or you guys just lost to him, but you tormented him for a couple years. I respect the hell out of this guy. Like, he just seems like a guy. All the bullshit aside, Titans and Ravens. I'll say this because I'm a Titans fan now. Okay, Bates is on the team. I love like all these guys in Vrabel, but he seems like a guy that guys fuck with his teammates. Like you can tell people just really ride with that guy.
Hell yeah.
Of course the fans love him. Of course every blue check on Twitter loves him.
Yeah.
Of course he's the MVP. But like the way his teammates act around him tells me a lot about him. He is not Mike Vick though.
Nah.
Mike Vick could throw the ball like anywhere on the field.
Anyway.
Anywhere on the field.
I didn't seen him with the flick in that motherfucker.
The flick, dude. Yeah, dude. So
hey, but we appreciate you coming on. But one last time, I said this 3 times, it's gonna be last time before we get out of here. I had to show. I showed the video. We're gonna show the people the video. My favorite video on my phone.
Yeah, hold on, time out. We gotta find out what the hell.
The day. Now that's another thing. Somebody asked me like, "Damn, y'all eating crawfish?" I was like, first of all, Coach Fizz fed us great. We always ate some of the. We had like 5 chefs in that bitch.
That was the first time. Before that, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Coach Fitz, he spoiled us, spoiled me because I damn sure went to other teams like, what the fuck do y'all got going on?
Yeah, Fish is.
Yeah. I'm talking, we eating steak and lobster in that bitch. Sushi. Yeah, all that shit.
Billy was good too, man.
Oh, yeah? See,
Billy and New England. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but
what's going on?
Tell people about this video, about you.
I don't know, man. Look, my little light I got on Amazon just fell off my computer. So look at this little motherfucker. Got it on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Amazon, they get you right, though. But
they will.
Like, are you afraid of the dark style?
That's what it looks
So basically,
you look like a nigga that do meth right there.
Oh my god!
With the lights in the back and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm just creative. So I used to do shit just to rile Bates up, but you know, I think it was Tavon maybe was similar. I don't know.
It was Tavon at the table too. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, Chris, man." I just. Oh, my kids are sleeping. I just see. I think I'm in the locker room again. Yeah. I used to eat crawfish just whole, just to fuck with dudes
all the time. Just bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, but also like, what's the difference? Like, really? I mean, I'm not saying okay. Crawfish, delicious, the way they're intended to be eaten, delicious. But in my brain, like as far as being disgusting, it's not gross.
I mean, it's just.
I'm like a shark, bro. What do you think sharks do? You think sharks like fucking?
No, you're right.
Everybody say
before they eat them?
He's trying to be like the apex predator of the ocean.
Is that what I said too? It's probably the bullshit that I said in the video.
Real way to eat a crawfish.
See, the way I see it, the apex predators in the ocean, like great white sharks and such, they don't cut their fruit up, so.
Crawfish, straight like that.
You said you gonna eat that bitch like the apex predators of the ocean, sharks and shit, and you just wanted to crunch it.
How about that? I made that bullshit up right now. I made the same bullshit up 7 years later that I made up in the lunchroom.
So
under the basket, right? The one under the basket, the table under the basket.
The table under the. That's the thing. I forgot that shit was half basketball goals in that bitch too.
It was weak.
Oh man, it was weak as hell.
Was that like bad coming out, or because like?
I got a pretty steel trap, man, you know. Like airport sushi, malt liquor, you name it.
It's been down.
I am like the shark in Jaws. You ever seen Jaws? You see when they open that shark up, there's license plates in there and the whole 9 yards.
Apex predator out here.
Crawfish, whole crawfish.
Whole crawfish.
Still
do that? Would you do that again?
Yeah, I'd do it again. Easy.
Would you do 5 pounds whole crawfish?
How much money are we talking?
Yeah, it's some money on that.
Shit.
I'll eat a pound of crawfish with the heads on there for like 10 grand for my charity.
Oh, okay.
I'd do it for $5 probably, unless it would get me sick.
I bet you'd do it for $5.
That just don't sound safe for your stomach. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but hey.
Hey, listen,
made out of metal. It's all good, baby.
It'll work itself out, you know.
Hey, Chris, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks, man. I'm glad there's no couch like you had on your social media.
Oh, no. Oh, don't worry. That one's still getting worse. We just paint the walls on that.
Okay. I'm going to make sure, like I said, I'll be zooming into that. All your guests are going to zoom into that meeting.
Don't worry about it.
Good night, dude.
You too, bro.
Good to see you, man. Jalen, take it easy, man.
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Appreciate y'all for listening.
Tapping in. We got to get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm hungry.
It's late.
But hey, we appreciate y'all for listening. Hey, follow us. Follow us at the Raw Room, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me at Wesson_Son56 on Instagram. On Twitter, DB_5Trey.
Follow your boy JC, JCar_11, Twitter, Instagram, JCar_32. And the Raw Room is at raw__room.
Roomies, we appreciate y'all for listening. We'll tune in for your next week. Easy.